2017 Mercedes C300W. I'm doing all of the air filters. So the first one we're going to do is called the dust particle filter. It's under here. And all you got to do is twist this little plastic lock to unlock. There's a little unlock symbol. So you just twist this down right there. And then there's one up here in the corner. Right here. And then once these are unlocked, you should be able to pull this little cover off, and that'll give us access to the dust particle filter, not to be confused with the cabin air filter. So this guy right here, you kind of pull up on him and shake him. He's sitting on some plastic tabs, so be careful. And then there's our dust particle filter right there. So we'll go ahead and take this out. And then take note of the arrows saying the airflow direction, pointing inwards. So get yourself a new one and then put it in, just kind of in the same exact way that the old one was in. And then we'll just put it back here. You got to get it back on these plastic tabs. It's not too hard, but I would imagine over time those will be brittle, so just be careful putting that back on. Put your locks back on. Now once that's on, let's do our engine air filter. Takes little two Torx bits holding it on. It's a T25 on the socket there, a Torx socket. Let's go ahead and get these out. One of mine came all the way out when I was unscrewing it, and the other one wanted to stay in even though it was all the way loose. So I just left it in there. Basically, once those are out, you can kind of push this out and up. It helps if this is out of the way, and that'll give you enough room to get that air filter out of there. Just pull this guy out of here. Okay. I got my new air filter. This is from Mercedes. Here's my part number. Go ahead and put this back in. My new one here. And just make sure it's all the way in. Make sure all the corners are pushed down. And then we'll be able to just push this into place. Just push these bottom tabs back into place. And then it should just come right back down. And the holes should line up perfect how they were. And then we'll put our screws in. Tighten them down. Alright. Now that's good. Now let's move to the cabin filter inside the cabin. So I'm going to tell you straight up, this is kind of difficult. So you got to get this screw out right here. It's a Torx bit as well. And it is a T20. That's the one I use to get that out. This panel has to come down. You just kind of wiggle it and get these spring-loaded little clips out. Pull it down and out. This side over here is kind of a pain. You kind of have to work it to get it out. And then it has these two wire harnesses on there. I would recommend disconnecting them to give yourself some room so you can get this panel out of the way. So just go ahead and disconnect these harnesses. They have little buttons on them that you push, and then you can pull the connectors out. I think they're just two little lights. I'm not sure what this one is, but the other one was like a little light. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here out of the way. Now, here's our cabin filter. It's right here. How you get this off is you can just kind of slide this lock slide forward and then pull down on the thing. This is the lock slide I'm talking about. You're supposed to be able to slide it forward and it'll unlock and let this drop down. In practice, it doesn't work as well as the manual said it does. So I'm going to pull this out. It's a very thick cabin filter if you're working with a factory one. So I'm going to go ahead and get this down and out. And take note about the airflow direction or any arrows on it. You got to pay attention. It just has one arrow right there pointing towards the passenger side of the vehicle. So once that's out, we're going to get our new one. Here's my new one I got from the factory. And it's also a very thick, beefy filter. I'm going to go ahead and just slide this right back in, just how the other one came. go ahead and get this up in here. And I'm gonna be honest, I think this is like one of the worst filters I've done. Just like how everything is, it's very difficult to get to. I'm gonna go and get this pushed in. Once this is pushed in, you're gonna need to hold it with one hand and put your door cover on with your other hand. So this goes on like this. Sorry about the camera going crazy. And when you're holding this, what I recommend is sliding the lock slide on while you're holding it on so it doesn't fall off. That's how I had to do it. I had to hold this with one hand and then with the other hand slide this plastic lock over it to lock it. Very kind of difficult, to be honest. One of the harder cabin filters I've done. It was hard to line these up right. But yeah, that's how to get that back in place. And then once that's in, we got to put our plastic panel back on. The plastic panel, you got to hook our wire harnesses back up. We'll get our wire harnesses hooked back up, and then once those are connected again, you're going to just slide that panel all the way back and then push those clips back into place. And once those clips are back into place and holding it tight, you put this screw in, and then that'll hold the panel in place, and so it doesn't sag down or fall out or nothing like that. But that's how to do the cabin filter. So hopefully this video helped you guys out or gave you some info on these 3 air filters on this car. Thanks for watching. Any additional information in the comments is appreciated, and I will see you next video. Have a good one.
You're pretty good.